Okay, Google, what size cage does a budgie need?
On the website, into a paper cup.
Hey there guys, it's Kat again with marrsaviary. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today's video is about cages. Now I'm doing something a little bit different. Last time I did a script and I was not looking at the camera a lot. It was a little awkward. But today I'm going to try to go unscripted, see if that's any better. I lied. I did actually write something up. So, when you look up bird cage sizes, it always comes with bar spacing as well. And sometimes people ask, well, what's important about bar spacing? And the thing about bar spacing is, depending on what size bird you want to have sizing small enough so that they won't possibly be able to stick their head through, or another body part gets stuck in between the bars. And the bar spacing also correlates with bar thickness, which is why sometimes you'll see, like for a large macaw cage, the minimum is 1 inch, because likely anything smaller than 1 inch bar spacing is going to be too thin for macaw, and he's just going to be able to break it off or bend it. Like you guys know Tico, he's our blue and gold macaw. When we first got him, he had a temporary cage because we actually took in a tenant last minute who was moving, and she needed somebody to watch her macaw, so we put him in Tico's brand new cage, and Tico stayed in a temporary cage for about a week. He just slept in there. It was big enough for him to sleep in, but as you'll be able to see, the bar spacing is very tight. This is a large cage. Alright, so this part is going to be not so much scripted, but I'm going to be reading off a chart because I don't know these measurements off the top of my head. So I'm going to read them off. It's too simple to find these online, but never hurts to be told twice, and things are always changing. The best thing to do is to look at the store. A lot of people don't have stores. We don't have stores near us, so we only have Petco, Pet Supermarket, PetSmart, and they have a limited selection of cages in the store. They don't have any set up. That's actually a goal of ours. We started this because there isn't really anybody here. We're in St. Augustine, Florida. It's Northeast Florida. The closest bird store, I think, is probably Orlando. So that's one of our goals, is to open a storefront where we do board and rehome birds, and also sell the best cages and the best toys, and just be able to give good advice. It's something I really want to do. I don't know about my husband, but that's what I want to do. So starting with finches and canaries. Now, finches and canaries are not parrots, but they are a popular pet to have. Finches, minimum cage size is 18 by 30 by 18. Another thing with cage sizes is you always hear bigger is better, but they never talk about the bar spacing or the bar depth. So anyway, finches, 18 by 30 by 18, 1/4 to 1/2 inch bar spacing. Canaries, same bar spacing, but the minimum cage size is actually going to be 18 by 24 by 18. budgerigars, which are budgies, or some of you may know them as parakeets. They are a parakeet. They're not the only parakeet. There's a parakeet on my head right now. Budgerigars, 18 by 18 by 24 with a 1/2 inch bar spacing. So, budgies. What did I just say? Small. So 18 by 18 by 24 high. I suck. I'm sucking at this. I'm not being very good at this. Google just...
2 hours later.
Okay, so basically Google just said what I was saying and verified that the last number is height. And if you have more than one bird in one cage, you need a bigger cage. Probably double. I don't see why you wouldn't double it. Anyway, we're talking about birds. Okay. Cockatiels. As you know, I have 2 cockatiels. I have a cage that I really, really love. I actually have 2 cages that I love for them. The one that I bought when they were... I actually bought one when they were babies, and I returned it because it was not good. But I bought one online, and I loved this cage. And I actually ended up buying a breeder cage, big, for my parrotlets because you're not supposed to house parrotlets together because they're aggressive and that they're territorial. They have to be together. If they're in the same room, Teddy will actually self-mutilate if he is not in the same cage with Felix. So either they're not in the same room or they're in the same cage. So we got this giant cage for them, for one to have one side, one to have the other side. We ended up putting them both on one side and my cockatiels on the other side. Now my 2 cockatiels have one side each because we figured out that one is a boy and one is a girl and they are siblings. So we don't want anything to happen. So cockatiels, 20 by 20 by 24. 1.5 inch bar spacing to 5/8 bar spacing. So you actually have a little bit of wiggle room there. Lovebirds and parrotlets. If you're not familiar, they're about the same size as a budgie. They're really little, big personalities. Their closest relatives are the Amazon. And they have a personality of an Amazon, and they do think they're bigger than they are. They're like the chihuahuas of the parrot world. So there you have 24 by 24 by 24. So ringnecks and parakeets. So ringnecks, Alexandria parakeets, Quakers, maybe mustache parakeets. Alright, conures and Poicephalus. Yes, that's a Senegal. When they say conures, really they mean larger conures. They're not talking about greencheeks. Greencheeks are smaller than cockatiels, even though their heads are a little bit bigger. Their beaks are definitely bigger. Sun conures probably would fall under this category, but also blue-crowned conures like Barney over there. He's almost medium-sized. So that's what they mean when they're talking about conures. Senegals, 24 by 24 by 24. Just like parrotlets. That doesn't... Kikes, Peonis, Jardines, 24 by 24 by 36. And remember, that's 24 by 24 by 36 high. And then you have the bigger ones, medium-sized parrots like Amazons, most Amazons, mini macaws, like the Hans macaw or the severe macaw. Small cockatoos such as maybe a small umbrella goffins, the galah, also known as the rose-breasted cockatoo in the United States. Goffins, bare-eyed cockatoo, small umbrella cockatoos. Umbrella cockatoos can be a little bit bigger. They are smaller, oh, sulfur crested maybe. You can get a small umbrella cockatoo. Most of them are probably considered a large cockatoo. These are really sleeping quarters, I would say. These minimum cage sizes, really just sleeping quarters. If you're gonna have your bird in your cage most of the day, you probably don't want a cage at all. You want like an aviary or a room. Tico has his own. Oh my gosh! What did you do? Babe, can you come here?
Come on.
Thank you.
You little crap baby, you little crap baby back.
At least you didn't poop in it. Oh! I don't even remember what I was talking about. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, you okay? I got you, baby. I was talking about cockatoos. You're not cockatoo. Oh, right. So Tico has his own room. That's what I was saying. Tico has his own room. We're still working on it. It's not really cool. He just has the run of the room. We've tried to make it a bird safe. There's carpet in there, but it's not like he is alone all day. An aviary would be good for your bird. Next we have large cockatoos. You're talking about your Moluccan cockatoos or salmon crested. Insert image here of the salmon crested cockatoo that I recently made. Umbrella cockatoos, and if you're lucky enough to have a black palm cockatoo.
Just like his perch. He's wondering who's got the weirder hairstyle.
I'm sorry, actually, I take back what I said. The black palm cockatoo is a large cockatoo, but I would get a bigger cage than this. 40 by 30 by 48, and that's it's only 48 because their tails are short. But anyway, this says large macaws, 48 by 36 by 60 high. That's my height. I'm 5'2", so I'm 62 inches, so that's almost my height. That is exactly what Tico's cage is. I'm gonna put the link to that cage in the description. And I did read something today. It was it wasn't cheap, but it was less expensive than I expected it to be, and I think the reason for that is it's damaged, because mine was damaged and somebody else's was damaged. They left a review. The normal cage is $3,000. This one I got for I think $800, and it was dented. I'll put a link to that in the description if I can't figure out how to put it here. But here, I don't know how to do that. But here's the video of me assembling that. It wasn't too bad, honestly. I mean, for 800 bucks, you can't beat that. It's a very nice cage. So besides the cage sizes and the bar spacing, you have the shape. So the shape of the cage can have something to do with it. So I personally love the flat top cages because it's almost like a second bottom. The dome tops, you can't do much with them. You can, but I don't like the way they look, and I feel like you can't put anything on top of them. You can't put a play stand on top. It's a little bit more difficult to hang stuff from them. I don't know, it's just my personal preference. Some people like the dome tops, which is fine. I prefer the flat tops with the play stand already on them. Some of my cages have them, some of them don't. Barney's cage is really nice. He doesn't really play on it because he is antisocial. Rose lost almost all her tail feathers from crash landing. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and share if you know somebody who can benefit from this. And if you want, you can join our Facebook group. It's Marrsaviary Daycare. It's not very active. We only have about 51 group members right now. But slowly but surely, we're trying. Alright, I'll catch you guys next time.